What we are here to celebrate is you. Your courage, your gift, your struggle, what you have brought and given and organized in order to just be here. We have folks from the Bay who organized to be here today. Where's the Bay? Folks from all over Cali who came statewide to be here. Where are you? Folks from all over this nation. From the Bay, where are we? All the way out around the world to New Zealand. Where are you? See, some folks think that's a miracle. That we would have this type of event in this beautiful day in this beautiful place that hasn't always made a place for us. That we would be here occupying this space with our voices and our bodies is a miracle to many, but that's because they don't understand youth culture, youth history, youth movement. They don't understand youth revolutionaries who have led movements and still lead movements all around the world today, because youth are not the future. They are the present. They are right here in this with us now today. And so I have been blessed to spend my life learning and teaching with young people. And so I come here representing those elders, many of whom are with us today, who have been doing this work. The work of, as Hadari said, creating space, giving way. Because what we really have to learn is how to hear the children. It's time for us as elders to listen. We've done our instructing. How many of you have been instructed in the last week or so? Right? And it's a gift. There's a role for the elders. There's instruction for us to give. And then there's a time for us to let go. There's a time for us to give way. A time for us, frankly, just to shut up. And let y'all, yes, God, I heard. Yes, God. Yes, God. And let y'all give out all the product of the good and bad that has been put in to who you are. So we want to just celebrate. I want to celebrate You Speaks, Brave New Voices, James Cass, Hadari. I want to celebrate the staff, the young staff, right? What does it mean to have a young staff coming up? It means that leadership is not just a word. It means that youth empowerment is not just about you having a mic, it's about you having a job, right? It's about people really giving way, sharing power, not just with the microphone, but with the dollars in the organization. This is the kind of movement that is being built here. Folks who are empowered to say, not only can we speak for ourselves, we can advocate for ourselves, we can run ourselves, we can program, we can organize, we got this. So there's not much for us elders to do, but what James said, to just acknowledge that from which we all came. So I was invited to bring to you ceremony. And so I bring to you the tradition of libation, of honoring and acknowledging the ancestors, of really taking the time to think about those who have come before. Whether we know their names or not, so many have struggled and died and created success, right? Not just negative struggle, positive success, so that we could be here today. And so we pour libation so that we never forget where we come from is an essential part of where we are going. So we give witness to the word, but we also witness the spirit today. There is something that unifies all of us. There is something more ancient than this moment. There is something on which we all stand. So we honor the four directions. We honor the north, the south, the east, and the west, knowing that all peoples from this planet are one people. And we say Ashe. Ashe. We honor the first peoples to walk this planet. We don't care what the anthropologists call them, Lucy and things like that. We know that they are us. They are all one people, and we say Ashe. Ashe. We honor the kingdoms and civilizations that don't ever make it into our history books. We honor indigenous people around the world who were building civilization, not just industry, but places where hearts were felt and communities were built. We honor their struggle and we say Ashe. Ashe. We honor the women because even though they didn't write the history, we know there was no us without them. So though they remain nameless, they are in our spirit and we say Ashe. Ashe. And today, most especially, we honor the youth. For everywhere there were elders, there were young people who were loved and nurtured and celebrated. And this is our cultural tradition on which we stand and we say Ashe. Ashe. We honor that it wasn't always easy, that there were wars and struggles and gentrification and genocide. Yes. And we honor the survivors. Yes. Let's go. Because that's the blood that runs in us, the hundreds and millions who persevered through persecution. We honor them and we say Ashe. Ashe. We honor the allies. Because we learn to get out of our either or thinking that there's just an enemy. We learn that we made it through because we brought in our hands as to who was our ally and who was our friend. So we honor the men that helped the women gave their rights. We honor our Caucasian brothers and sisters who were progressive enough to build the Underground Railroad and fight for abolition. We honor all people of color who said we will not fight each other. We will unify and see all of us as one. And we say Ashe. Ashe. I'm a minister. She said, church, I got to give you some. Church. We honor the art. Because even all we had was charcoal on a cave wall, we had something to say. And it liberated us, and it honored us, and it gave us joy. Just to tell the story of we were here. We honor the art that got suppressed, that let us forget that we were an integral part of math and science and music and dance and writing. We honor all of it. It's all ours. And we say Ashe. Ashe. Today, we honor the poets, the writers, the speakers, the one who had the courage to say the words so many of us felt in our hearts. We honor them, many of whom struggled in silence, unable to be recognized, unable to ever have a space like this, where they could be with their brothers and sisters sharing new ideas. So for those who sat in silence thinking there is a better way than this, we honor them and we say Ashe. Ashe. So now is the time where we invite you to make a personal connection to the libation. We invite you to think of someone who has inspired you, who has helped you, who has supported you, whether it's in your family or in history. This is a time for you to say, I remember you. I call upon your spirit to guide me through this week and beyond. So together, we call out the name of one of our ancestors. And we say together, Annie Irma Johnson, say the name. Say the name. Say the name. El Haj Malik El Shabazz, say the name. Martin Luther King, say the name. Say your ancestors, say your great grandmama and them. Come on, say the name. Say your favorite artist. You're a musician. We honor Bob Nestor Marley. We say the names. We say the names. Gil Scott Heron, Tupac Shakur. We say the names. And we say Ashe. Ashe. And last but not least, We honor the children who were gone from us too soon. As Brother Hadari reminded us to take a moment of silence. We honor those whose lives were taken or lost far before their time. We honor those like Oscar Grant III, whose life was taken from us for Trayvon Martin, for DJ Henry. Say the name. And we say Ashe. Ashe. We close this libation tradition with 3 Ashes, sealing it for this moment, but bringing forward that spirit we've invoked from our ancestors. And so we say 3 times, Ashe, 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 Ashe.